Ladies and gents, as we've entered month 6 of the coronavirus, small businesses are in deep trouble. From your neighborhood candy store, to local gyms, to furniture stores, and mom and pop restaurants, the money is nearly gone, and customers not returned. And with coronavirus cases continuing to rise in states, there's little to any hope to return to normalcy in the foreseeable future. The deadline is Saturday to extend small business loans. And time is running out as lawmakers are in gridlock to pass new legislation to bail out small business owners once again. As small business owners are down to their last remaining funds, they will unlikely be able to save their storefronts from going under from the weight of the coronavirus. Let's examine 3 small businesses on opposite ends of the country and compare the terrible fate they share. This is Gem Spa Corner Store, a staple for over 100 years in New York City's East Village, an iconic part of the music and art scene for decades. A late local hangout for artists and famous underground musicians. Gone in 4 months. Just like Georgie Lou's local candy store in Carlisle, PA, Gem Spa was one of 5 million small businesses that received an emergency loan from the federal government's Payroll Protection Program back in March. Like so many mom and pops around the country, the money ran out and few customers returned. Gem had no choice but to close its doors. Georgia Lou's retro candy store might be next. The store is now selling gummy worms, bazooka gum, and Harry Potter chocolate frogs online. But sales are down 75%. 75% of the business is gone. Now let's compare them with what's happening on the other side of the country with Paleontology, a Pilates studio in California that's on the brink. They offered social distance classes for 2 weeks, requiring their clients to wear masks and gloves until Los Angeles gyms were ordered to close again. There won't be any funds left over to pay their instructors when they're allowed to reopen again. That's because Paleontology already used all their money to pay their instructors to hold online classes. But now Paleontology doesn't even have any space to hold classes outside. And there's little revenue coming in from their virtual offerings. Now let's examine what all 3 of these small businesses have in common. They all leverage the Paycheck Protection Program. You see, when Congress created the Paycheck Protection Program in March, they didn't expect the country would be locked down this long. The loan was only meant to cover about 2.5 months of payroll costs. Congress also required businesses to spend 60% of the money on payroll and 40% on rent and utilities to maintain loan forgiveness. No, they couldn't use the money to help adapt to the pandemic, using it for new marketing costs, cleaning supplies, or inventory. A ridiculous bar to force small businesses to have to clear. Not surprisingly, 6 months later, the program has fallen way short. Lawmakers are now negotiating an extension to the program as part of a larger stimulus bill, but the deadline is Saturday, and Congress is highly unlikely to pass new legislation before then. Meanwhile, most mom and pops don't have the funds or the ability to hang on for months while everything goes into place. One small business owner lamented, "In reality, if there are additional restrictions on how to spend the money, I'm probably not going to take a second loan." Should small businesses take a second loan if they are restricted by the government in how it allows them to spend the money to save themselves? Or should mom and pops just close their businesses and move on? Sadly, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. What do you think is the solution? Leave your comments below.